y'all? It's your girl Amanda, and we are back with another episode of Thompson and Stuff. This is the review edition. So, if you guys listened to the episode I released last night, I had decided to start recording my reviews. They're not going to be quick anymore because, again, you put it in front of me, it feels like I'm reading off and not giving my exact input in it. So, I've decided to utilize the and stuff and just create reviews. So it won't be quick. It'll probably be like 30 minutes. So today's episode, I am reviewing the recent season of The Shy. If you have not Showtime, Paramount Plus, which includes Showtime, you can watch the episode on Fridays. But if you're like traditional and you like to watch it on TV when it first airs, it does come on Showtime tonight, which is Sunday. Um, my thoughts on this season. In the beginning, it was a slow burner. You got a little glimpse of good here and there, but towards the middle and end, that's when things really started to pick up. That's when things really started to turn and get crazy. So if you have not watched the episode yet, it's going to have a lot of spoilers. So I suggest you watch the episode first, then come back and listen to the review because I'm probably going to talk about it all. Let's see. So in the format I'm going to do is KLW, like you learned in first grade. Know, want to know, and learn. K and W might be really quick, just small pointers. But the L, oh my God, I have so much written down. So let's get into K. So we know that last season, Duda was attempted to be murdered by Rob and Emmett. I think it was Emmett who took the shot, but he missed. So Rob got shot. He was in the hospital the first time. Spoiler coming up when I say that. Shad was unemployed. I remember a scene where he was outside. He was hustling old basketball jerseys and just random outdated junk on the, I guess, front sidewalk of his girlfriend's house where he was living at the time. Gemma, she decided to go into music management. She was managing Maisha, is her name Maisha? Maisha's career, and then also she went into managing Brittany's career, who is I guess the sister of Bakari. I want to say twin because they look so much alike, but I think she's probably older and he's younger. For Papa, you guys know Papa's kind of the religious one. He did kind of quote unquote stray away from religion when he started dating Kenya, but we all know his father passed away. He was murdered in their own home. So Papa went back to his religious roots, going to church with his mom, being involved in the church, all that stuff. Kevin moves to LA, so that means Alex Hibbert, who is the actor who plays Kevin, he's not returning to the show. I don't know if he had like another show he was doing, but his character did leave and did not come back for this season. And lastly, Jake has his own business. You guys know he opened the t-shirt shop, the clothing store, and that kind of took off. I kind of didn't realize it until later in the season that um, Jake moved into Kevin's old apartment. So I guess he's like subleasing or something. I don't know the exact termination for it, but also I did forget about Jake's brother. Uh, if I forget names, I just sorry. But he's also running for councilman and getting into politics and stuff. I forgot to write that down. So let's start with want to know. So what I wanted to know watching this season, in the beginning, uh, as I kind of watched it, I was starting to accumulate questions. So want to know, and this is just predictions of what I thought would have happened in the season. The first one was Iman's character, Robert, goes away with his mom's money. So it's not like something bad, but I would have thought Alicia would have considered Robert's safety and probably gave him some money and said, here, get out of town, go somewhere safe, all that, just take $1 million. I don't know. Go get out of town, go get safe. That's what I thought would have happened. Two, Duda is killed. I think my silence after I said that, it says a lot. Three, Emmett has an opportunity to leave Chicago. So it's not like Alicia gives Rob money, that prediction I have, but Emmett, just throws his hands up and says enough is enough. Gathered his family, Keisha and the kids, probably Tiff too. And Tiff probably would have went with Robert out of town. They would have left. But then that would have required them to leave the show too, because it's called The Shy. They don't shoot anywhere else outside of Chicago. It's not like they go to Milwaukee to shoot. It's just not going to happen. Um, Gemma breaks up with Jake. I mean, I didn't write this down in my learn, but they technically did. They just decided to open their options, which is a opening for like a breakup, basically. If you in my opinion, because I've lived this even though I didn't agree to it. If you open the door to an open relationship, that opens the door to the original couple breaking up and doing, and not doing, but going with the other people that they decided to you know do their thing with. um Papa is still in religion, but he gets back with Maisha. So we all know that Maisha was dating Kevin, but Kevin moved to LA. So from California to Illinois, I don't know how a long distance relationship would have worked. So I assume that because you kind of saw it in a couple episodes where Papa was happy to be around Maisha, and Maisha was like kind of in that mood with with Papa and all that stuff. Bakari changes his life. I had predicted that he was gonna get out of the streets, do something better with his life. I didn't know like writing, and then also I watched a scene where Bakari sent his book off to a literary publishing company and he got denied. Oh my god, that just opened a whole memory of what I used to do when I was his age. But no, I'm mad that Professor didn't really sit down and like tell him about self publishing. That would have been awesome. And it's a better way to go because when you self publish, you're your own literary agent. Why do you think I haven't published a book in almost a year? Like, I have to motivate myself to do that because I'm my own agent. I have to be on my own self to do that. Man, it's not nothing being lazy. I also do podcasts and all that stuff, so it's not really bad. So we're gonna get into the learn. So it's a lot of them, and also I have predictions for the next season because I believe that the next it has been renewed for another season. So first, let's get into the learn. One, Jake sleeps with the rival pastor's wife. The pastor with the New World Church. I call him. Um, I am kind of shocked that shocked, but not really. Shocked because Jake is sleeping with someone's wife who is a pastor at a church, but not shocked because it's not like Jake is 16. Like, he had graduated from high school, so in the eyes of the law, he is grown, but I'm just shocked that he would sleep with a pastor's wife. He doesn't seem like the type of person his character, I should say, does not seem like the type of person to be involved in religion. He's been in some grimy stuff since he was a kid in the beginning of the series, and then his brother comes home and they kind of get into a little bit more grimy stuff. So he just didn't seem like the type. But we also got to remember in real life, not on TV, that there is corruption in churches, in pastors, and even first ladies because, you know, what's that pastor's name? John Gray. I think he's a pastor, and it came out that he slept around on his wife and all that stuff. So, it was shocking. A shock, not shock. I should start calling it that. A shock, not shock. Um, Papa leaves his family church and joins the rival church with the New World pastor. Um, Honestly, I think that New World pastor sold Papa a dream. We've all been there. We've all been there with jobs where you go to the interview and they paint this beautiful picture and they say, yeah, we have this, and this. Come work with us. Come work with us. And I think that's what the New World pastor did for Papa, and Papa was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. This is awesome." But you know what? I think Papa took advantage of it. Like, he decided to get with it because remember, or if you guys don't celebrate Halloween, if you come from a religious background where you don't celebrate Halloween, you don't go trick-or-treating, but you go to Hallelujah night. And Papa, he took the time out to plan Hallelujah night, and honestly, Hallelujah night looks so much fun. I never had to go to Hallelujah night because my family allowed me to celebrate Halloween, because I guess in their eyes it wasn't that deep. And my mom celebrated Halloween, my grandmother celebrated Halloween. It didn't matter. It's like whatever. But Halloween night did look like a lot of fun. He was able to preach because he did say that's my calling. That's what my father would have wanted. So he preached on Thanksgiving. He did a really great job. But his first time, I know he flunked. But the first time you do anything, you're gonna flunk. Like no matter what, it takes a lot of practice to, especially getting up in front of people and talking. It takes a lot to do that. Let's see. So the new fun pastor, the new world pastor, as I call him, because I didn't really catch his name. I'm sorry. He has ties with Duda, which Duda was the king of grimy in this season. Like, well, not this season, but overall throughout the whole series, he's the king of grimy. So that means the pastor could be still caught up in stuff. He did mention, I have a past, blah blah blah, but he still could be in there as long as Duda was alive, and he probably had dirt on his name too. Um, Nuck is Ronnie's biological father, and that part confused me, or I must have forgot. Um, because remember Keisha was kidnapped. We all probably thought that her kidnapper was the father of Nuck, but if you look at that baby, he is a little light, and Nuck is light skinned. So I guess it was a twist that you could have looked at the child and said, well, I know actors, but casting, hello. But yeah, Nook is the biological father of Keisha's son Ronnie, and he had the gene for sickle cell, because the only way a child can get a gene of sickle cell is, I think, if both parents got it. So Keisha's genes probably had it, and then Nook's genes probably had it too. Um, Dre breaks up with Nina. Portia is back in the picture. So I was kind of not surprised with the breakup of Dre and Nina, because it was kind of there last season. With I guess she was a guidance counselor or something, who just so happened to be Dre's ex. And she was coming around the job, and her and Dre was kind of getting like a little flirty and all that stuff. And Nina didn't like it. So now in this season, Nina basically announced, yeah, me and Dre, she left me. Um, and also in Real Reason, the actress who plays Dre is on the Power Show with Tommy, and they also filmed that here in Chicago. So Dre is no longer there. I just hope, and I didn't write this down in my predictions. Well, I kind of did, but Nina needed time for herself. But we'll go into why she's gonna do that in a minute. But Portia is La Portia or Portia Debrat's character is back in the picture, which is crazy because I haven't heard anything about the brat coming back to the shy. So I think, and I guess I can say it's one of my predictions, that she's gonna cause some sort of trouble. Like it's suspicious that she's there, because when I first saw the brat's character on there, I thought she was just a one-time, like, one-time special guest, and that's it. We're not gonna see LaPortia anymore, so we never know. Um, Gemma, her feelings got stronger for Brittany, but Gemma's in a relationship with Jake, and I don't know. I think that I think Brittany is probably not is acting in all of this. She's acting like she likes or not likes or wants to kind of lead on Gemma to get access to some other information that she needs for Duda. That's what I thought for a while. They even kissed, and Brittany gave Gemma money for her own apartment and just all that stuff. I can't believe where did she get money to move out on her own in Chicago in this economy? That's how I know TV is not real. TV is not real, bro. As I stated before, Brittany does work for Duda. That was one of the twists that came out. She's spying on Bakari, and I hate that he had to use his own blood, his own flesh and blood sister to do that. Very sad and very crazy. Um, Bakari writes the book, and he tells his sister that he's writing a book, and people are like, "Why did he tell her?" Because he didn't know that she was spying on him. Like, he didn't know that until later. And Brittany obviously goes and tells Duda, and Duda breaks the dude's laptop, which irked me because the professor, I don't know if it was real or new or used, or he got from picked up from the pawn shop, and this will do for him. But breaking something that someone else gifted you, that's like a level of low in my book. So I don't know why he would do that. Um, as I stated before in this recording, that he did write to publishing companies, got rejected, but luckily the professor was there to motivate him to go harder, do it more. I just wish somebody was there for me to do that. So it was really nice to see that that professor cared enough to sit down with him, because we all know if you're not an adjunct professor, you're like a full-time professor at a local university, you are going to be super busy. It might not seem like that. Like if you go to class and the professor's like, the quiz is going to be 2 questions, 1 paragraph, whatever, that they seem lazy. No, they have a lot of classes. They teach more than that one class, and most of the time it is more than one subject. So yeah. Um, in the last episode, because I wrote it down, I've been watching the last episode. We find out that Keisha is pregnant, and like the mom said, like Nina said towards the end of the episode, it is on your terms, which is very nice. Her and Emmett, I do see them being together for the rest of the series, as long as the show goes. I didn't have a lot of faith in Emmett when he was in the beginning of the shot where he was cheating and making babies and he was married to. I didn't have no faith in that man. But once he got with Keisha and he had his own business and all that stuff, his character really started to develop into a uh, a, a responsible adult, if you will. So I was very proud of him with that. Maisha was thinking about breaking up with Kevin and Kevin being distant. Again, the actor left the show, so of course, I think what they're going to do is they're going to phase out Kevin one day. And what I mean by that is, if you remember watching Shameless with Ethel. Now, Ethel was the foster child to Kev and his wife V. And, Ethel ran away with her quote unquote boyfriend, and they talked about her one time, and then they never talked about him again, or her again. Sorry, thinking about Kevin, I'm talking about Ethel. So yeah, they're gonna probably mention Kevin here and there a couple times, and then probably by the of the season after, Kevin was just a memory. I hate to say it that way, but Maisha was thinking about breaking up with Kevin, and I don't blame her, because long distance relationships and jail relationships, sometimes they don't work out for the best. I mean, there's a short percentage that it does, because I know women who, oh my God, my husband did 5 years away in prison and we stuck it out and we're still together, blah, blah, blah. But then there's that other group that, my husband came home, he started tripping. And then a long distance relationship where, you know, the one person lives on the East Coast, one person lives on the West Coast, but the West Coast person probably met someone who lives on the West Coast, and their attention is now with them on the West Coast, and they forgot about their loved one on the East Coast. So yeah, it does phase out. Things happen. And Maisha, she didn't seem sad. Well, she did kind of seem sad about it, but she wasn't like all over the place sad about it. Not boo-hooing and, oh, excuse me, I need a moment. Like, no, she wasn't like that. But she actually put in her time to find a hobby in photography and all that stuff. So that's good for her. Um, Everybody got what they wanted. Duda was killed by Nook. I thought Alicia was going to do it because I could have sworn I saw her pull the trigger a little bit. But twist and turn of events, it was Nook who was behind. Well, okay, Duda was here in the middle. To the right was Alicia, and behind Duda to the left was Nook. So Alicia was about to pull the trigger, And then bam, but Alicia didn't shoot her. It was Nook behind her, and Alicia was like, "What are you doing here?" Nook was like, "Oh, he's my boss. I gotta know where he is at all times." Blah blah blah. And Alicia's like, "I'm more than your enemy." Blah 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 blah. And fast forward, Robert was talking to I think Nook, and Robert was like, I don't work for you. I don't have to listen to you. Blah blah blah. Before I knew it, watching this, Robert had like at least 6 holes lined up, like 6 on a dice in his like shot, and I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible. Like they killed Rob. Rob was like kind of the laid back person in this whole series. I don't know why would you kill Rob? He didn't do anything. And then what's also messed up is they put his body on the porch of his house, and his mother found him. His mother, Shad, and Tony Childs' character. I never learned her name either, but they found him on the porch. It was just so emotional. That scene was so emotional. Um, I'm kind of glad they didn't include Tiff's reaction to it. I guess that's gonna be in the next season. They are currently filming the new season of The Shy because I follow Jason Weaver on Instagram, and they are like, it's summertime Shy, so everybody's up here filming, and they're also doing stuff behind the scenes for like Juneteenth and 4th of July and all that stuff. So I bet the next season, this coming season, is going to be very good. So I do have my predictions for next season. First, I think again, Portia, the Brat's character, is going to come in and cause some sort of trouble, some sort of, because Nina is kind of a minor character now. Now that Kevin's gone and Keisha's grown with her own family, I think LaPortia is going to cause some sort of drama that causes a rift with her family, and maybe her friends, because. Her friends seem more supportive about it, but the kids are like, "Oh, okay, well, you're happy, I'm happy," but it's like deep down, they're not truly happy. Damien, who is Emmett's half brother, I forgot to mention that we met one of Emmett's half siblings because his father Darnell had a lot of kids. Um, they're gonna probably get into some trouble because Damien was in trouble with the law before, but then I don't know why y'all cast Jackie Long. Jackie's a great character, but his California accent is so thick he can't really pull off an Illinois Chicago accent. But Jackie Long's character comes in, he gets blackmailed to be hired for a job because he did that bid for him. Um, so Emmett and Damon's going to probably get into to some sort of money trouble. I don't know. I don't want to say taxes. I don't want to say street either, because Damien, he doesn't seem like street trouble. So we'll see about that. Um, Probably more focus on the Jake and First Lady drama, because sometimes Jake's like still a teenager and First Lady's like grown. And I think she probably had kids when New World passed her. So they'll probably focus in on that. Nook continues Duda's operations, but I don't think it will be done like Duda's operation. He'll probably like change some things. Probably be like, people say that when Nook killed Duda, he did everybody a favor, but he still played the villain. So when he takes over Duda's operations, it'll probably be half villain, half doing good in the community, like actual good, not Duda half-ass doing good. Um, and also, I have a feeling that Duda will probably fake his death, or he'll probably recover and lay low, or he'll probably come back in flashbacks, will still be dead. So that is my review of The Shy. So it's not really a quick review. I'm looking at the recording. It's 24 minutes long. If you are new to my YouTube, please subscribe. It is also going to be on all this, the the what's it called, the podcast streaming site. So it's going to be a bonus episode basically. If you guys like this recording of the reviews, please let me know. I will do more. I still want to see Bad Boys 4, so I'll probably do a Bad Boys 4. So yeah, that's the end of that, and thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for keep supporting. Peace.